Alright, so our discussion today will be about the opening of the month, which is, anybody? The Ponziani opening. Yeah, Ponziani opening. So, for those who just got promoted, every month from intermediate level, you'll be playing one opening every month. So, this month you're going to play the Ponziani. So, Ponziani is like this: E4, E5. Now, hi, Abdul. Knight, Knight F3. Okay.
Knight C6.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can have a seat up, Abhinav. Knight C6. And then, what's the next move?
We'll play pawn to C3.
Okay. We'll leave the carpet alone where we come. Let's focus here. So, pawn to C3. So, this is called the Ponziani opening. Right? This is the opening that you have to play in class games this month for the first 20 days. Nobody's game. We were discussing the opening of the month. So listen. If you listen, you will understand. So this is how you play the Ponziani. E4, E5, knight out, and pawn to C3. So till here is mandatory when you play against each other in class. Everyone understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to discuss how this game can continue. What happens after this move? So what move do you think black should play in this position?
Knight F6.
Knight F6 by Chiros. Okay, one suggestion. Anybody else? What should black play?
Bishop to C5.
Okay, so before that, why did white play C3? What's the point of playing C3?
To D4.
Okay, so then why are you playing bishop C5 then? To help white, is it?
No, sir.
It's not like you're stopping D4. One second. You're not stopping D4. You're only helping white. So white gets D4 so easily. So then bishop C5 is not a good move in the Ponziani. Knight F6 is okay, good. One more move that black can play. What?
Bishop protect the pawn.
Wait. Trinesh was saying?
Bishop protect the pawn which is in D5.
Tell me the move. Bishop to which square?
Bishop to D6.
Okay. Is that a good move? Is bishop D6? Abhinav, is bishop D6 a good move?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of you saying it's bad? Anybody saying it's bad? Everyone saying it's good. Yeah?
No.
It is bad. Why?
Because when pawn does D4, if knight, the pawn will take, or else the pawn will only be taken.
Well, then black knight will take back, the pawn will be taken. So how does it make this move bad? How is this connected to this? We are talking about this move, na? So bishop to d6 is a bad move because it's blocking the d pawn, and d pawn is blocking the other bishop. So you can't develop pieces properly because of this piece. So that is not a good place to park your bishop. So let's not put our bishop here blocking everything. So knight f6, correct. One more move is there for black.
So pawn
Okay.
F6
Pawn f6 is opening up your king too much, na?
D4.
Huh?
D4.
How will you play d4?
I mean D5.
Exactly, d5. d5 and knight f6. These are the two moves that we have to learn. So those who listen properly will know more about the opening when you play games. So it's important that you understand this now. So after playing the Ponziani, the best options for black are knight f6 and
Pawn to
d5.
D4.
Right? So first we will discuss knight f6. What happens after knight f6? So let's say black plays knight f6. They are attacking our pawn. What should white do? Do we just defend our pawn? Do we need to defend the pawn or can we do something better? We can play d4. D3 is defending. You don't need to defend. You can go d4. That's why we played c3 to play d4. But now you might think, what happens if they take the pawn? What if they take the pawn? We are going to get back the pawn with the good position. How?
Sir, knight takes pawn.
You can take back the pawn directly, but there's a better way to take it.
Sir, pawn.
That's also taking back directly. You can do better.
Queen to E2. Queen E2.
Queen e2, I move back, then you get back the pawn. No, the best move is push and then take the pawn. Now knight has to go somewhere, na? Where will they go? Here, and then you take back. So this looks good for white, right? Because you kicked black back his pieces are stuck and your pieces have good space. So if knight f6, you still play d4, and if they take, you push and then you take back the pawn. Right? Now here, there is a chance for black to make a blunder. What will you play for black? Leave that alone, Trinesh. Trinesh. He'll fall and everything will fall. So what should black do? If you're black, what will you do?
Sir, d6.
D6. Anybody else who want to play that move? No? Only Trinesh wants to play D6? What will you play?
Sir, I didn't tell I want to play 6.
So what will you
Knight
play?
to f5.
Knight to f5. Okay. Others? What will you play for black? Huh? You decide your move, Mister. What will? Yeah.
I'm telling about his move.
You don't need to tell about his move. You decide your move first, na? Then you think about what he wants to play. What should black do is my question.
Sir, pawn to f5,
Pawn to f5. Oh,
attacking the knight.
attacking the knight. You're defending your knight, no? That's your knight. Okay, you're supporting your knight. Okay, f5 opens up your king a little bit, but it's all right. Anybody else? Ranak hasn't decided. Abhinav hasn't decided. What will you play for black, guys?
I'll play knight f5.
Okay, Ranak, what will you play?
d6.
D6. Okay. So the most logical move here is D6 because it's opening up the bishop, but it's also a blunder. Why? Why is D6 a blunder?
Exactly.
No. Why is knight f5? That we will get. Yeah. Why is D6 bad?
Sir, if queen play queen to f3.
The knight goes back. No problem.
Sir,
That's not the reason. Yes, Trinesh.
sir, queen to a4.
Queen to a4. Queen a4 is there. You get the piece, but then your knight's also hanging. So queen a4 I'll block. Queen a4 I'll block with the pawn. And if you take the knight, I'll take your knight. Not that. Bishop to b5, guys. There's no move that's good for black now. If they play this, you win the queen. Right? So they have to play c6. Then you just take, and take. You get the point. Veer Vikram, if you keep lifting the carpet, I'll have to ask you to sit down.
Sir, then
So
we can take with the bishop now. It will be a check and we can take the knight.
knight will take back, na?
Yeah.
So takes. If you take with the bishop, I'll take your bishop. And then you take back with the knight. And then they save the queen. So it's better to take with the knight first. Because if they take with the knight, then bishop takes as a fork. And if knight takes, so after takes, knight takes, they will probably move their queen back and the game continues. So this is already a winning position for white. So d6 is the problem. So let's go back. So how did we get to all this? Let's revise one time. So we are discussing the opening of the month, which is the Ponziani. So how do we play the Ponziani? First move, Ranak. What should white do?
e4.
Okay, Veer Vikram.
Then e5.
Okay, Trinesh.
Knight for f3.
Knight f3. Chirvas.
Knight c6.
Okay, Abhinav.
Pawn c3.
Yeah. So this is the Ponziani. Right? So this is now the Ponziani opening and we are discussing knight f6 from black. So what move should white play here, Veer
We
Vikram?
already discussed this.
We should play
So we're revising it only. We're seeing it one time, you will not understand. That's why we're doing it again. So that you understand it. Yes, Veer Vikram.
d4.
D4. And now what will black do, Trinesh? What can black do?
Take the e4 pawn.
Okay, so black will take the e4 pawn, let's say. Now what will white do, Ranak? Ranak, you need to focus. If you don't focus, you will get into trouble in the opening when you play.
d5.
Yeah, we push the pawn. And then, Abhinav, what will we do next for white?
f5. Knight f5.
How will black play knight f5? I mean, a white play, right? How will knight go to f5? Then,
E5.
yeah, knight takes pawn. Yeah. So we get back the pawn, and we have a good position. And if they play d6, what will we do, Chirivas?
Bishop.
Yeah. One second. Oh,
Bishop to
Vihas is coming. Bishop to b5, and it will be a check, and it will be good for you, right? Okay. So let's go back. After e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight f6, d4. They can also take on d4 first. Then what will you do? If you take back, you lose your pawn. So you can't do that. So what to do?
Sir, E5.
Yeah, again we push, and when they move the knight here or here, then we take back. So same thing. So after knight f6, this is how you deal with the the ideas. You play d4, and then you push and then take back the pawn when they take the pawn. Okay, now let's discuss the other line. e4, e5, knight out, knight out. After c3, this is more of a calm move. Knight here. By the way, after knight f6, d4, knight takes, knight moves. Sorry. Knight takes, push, knight moves and takes. We did not discuss what is the best move for black here. Right? Some of you were saying knight f5, which is okay. Is there anything wrong with knight f5?
No, bishop will go to D3.
Oh, bishop to d3, then knight d6.
Oh.
That's fine. But the best move here is knight g6. Because you want to open up your pieces. You want to get your bishop out and castle. So knight g6 and castling. That is the way to play. Second. Yeah. That's the way to play knight g6. Best move. Everyone understood this? Okay. Now let's discuss the other line, which is the d5. Hi. So Vihas is coming. So everyone, so two people can sit down, please. One, who was the last person to come along with Vihas? You can have a seat down. Abhinav, please have a seat down. You can move the chessboard. If there's no space, you can move it.
It already started.
Yeah, at 10:15 started.
Any users?
Yeah, sure, please. So we are discussing Vihas the opening of the month, the Ponziani opening. So do you know what is a Ponziani? Okay. So can you tell me how to play the Ponziani? Knight out, and then?
Sir, bishop to D3.
That is not Ponziani Vihas. That is not any opening. Bishop d3 is not a good place to bring out the bishop itself. The Ponziani is c3. This is Ponziani. So here we have black has two options, knight f6 and d5. So knight f6 we discussed. Veer Vikram, please sit down. That's enough number of time. I already told you so many times. If you keep lifting the carpet, Trinesh, you will also be coming down. So knight to f6 is one option. The other option is, Abhinav, what is the other option for black?
Pawn to D5.
Yeah, this is the more aggressive option, d5, right? So now, what should white do? If you take, queen takes back, and black is in a better position. Because black's queen is more active, you can't attack it with the knight. It's active for the black player. So white needs a good move here. You can't just play normal moves. You need to know what to do next. Yes, Trinesh?
Bishop to B5.
Excellent. We have to go for bishop to b5. What happens? Who said?
Sir, he heard me.
I said fine. So he told. So what happened? If you have a move, then why are you telling it aloud? You should tell me, na? So don't think of this like a competition. You are here to learn. It's not like I have to tell first, then I win something. You don't win anything. So bishop to b5 is a good move. There is another very good move, better than bishop to b5. Same idea but better. What is that move?
Queen
Yeah, queen a4. The point of queen a4 is same thing, but you're also defending your e pawn. So it's a little bit better. And now black has to be careful because there is a threat. What is white's threat, Veer Vikram?
Knight takes.
Yeah, knight takes pawn. That's a threat. So black has to play. What will you play for black? Who can tell me a move for black?
Sir, I think they should just kill the pawn of
Pawn takes pawn.
Oh, yeah.
Then white is better, no? After knight takes pawn, White's better because we're going to get back this pawn anyway. So we are up a pawn. Now you have
Sir,
to
we can
defend this.
give protection with.
Then I have to play knight takes knight. There's a threat over there.
Hmm.
So you have to defend that. When you defend that, I'll take this. So this is already a little bit better. So let's go back. After c3, d5, queen a4 is the important move for white. Now we are looking for a move for black. Who can find it?
Pawn to e6.
How will you go to
Pawn
e6?
to f6.
Yeah, pawn f6 is required. You have to defend your pawn. You might think, can I defend it with the bishop?
No.
Why not?
Sir, but the queen.
Sir, the e4 pawn.
Wait,
will take-
let Trinesh finish.
Sir, but we can block. Means after playing the pawn.
Which one? The bishop?
No, after playing the f7 pawn to.
f6.
Yeah.
Huh.
And we take the pawn,
Then who will take back?
and the knight will be protected.
This knight.
Yeah.
It's already protected. Knight doesn't need any protection. So what's the problem with bishop d6? Yes,
Sir?
we have the same.
Sir, pawn e4 can take.
Yeah. Pawn takes pawn and now knight's gone. The knight is gone. It's pinned and knight's gone. So that is now you're lifting the chessboard. What is this, Veer Vikram?
Sir, make him
You cannot sit.
stand.
You cannot sit properly in one place without
Sir,
lifting
make
something.
him stand there. He'll lift the
Okay. Okay. Alright.
Maybe like that.
So
Yeah.
after d5, queen a4, f6 or queen d6. Both moves are fine. So in that line, that much we have to know. The other line is the more longer line, but it's also simpler. Which is the other line? Knight f6. Yeah.
Instead of all those moves,
Huh.
can't we just play after black plays bishop b5?
No. Black plays bishop b5. What I say? Black plays d5.
White plays bishop.
White plays bishop b5. No, not bishop b5. Queen a4 is better because queen is
After
also.
queen
Oh, okay. So queen a4, I play f6. Now you're saying bishop to b5. But then I'll just play. Let's see. What can I play? I think I'll play knight e7 first. You defend the knight.
Sir, but
So-
you can unpin with the bishop.
But if you play bishop, what's the problem? Who can tell me what's the problem with this?
Sir.
Yeah,
Sir, because it blocks the.
queen, which means pawn takes pawn. And now one pawn is gone. Right? That's a problem. You don't lose a piece. Knight can move. Knight can move back here probably or here. Or, yeah, here. But you lost the pawn. So you don't want to do that. No? But yeah, bishop b5 is also a useful move. So good point by Ranak there. Knight e7 will be played. And the game continues. And then a6, bishop d7, not yet. So this is one side of things. The other one we already discussed with knight f6. I'll just show it quickly to Vihas because you missed that first part. So after,
So let's just see the starting of the pawn c.
so yeah, this is the Ponziani. If black, so bishop c5 is a bad move because d4 happens. Now, after knight to f6, if black plays knight f6, the most logical move, then we play, Chirivas, what will we play for white?
Sir, d.
Yeah, we play d4 and now let's say black plays, if knight takes pawn, Abhinav, what will we play for white?
Pawn to d5.
Yeah, we play d5 and when the knight moves, then we take the pawn. That's very important. Only then white gets a better position in the opening. Otherwise, it will just be equal or black being better. So this much we have to know in the Ponziani. And after knight takes, what is the correct move, Trinesh, here for black? Best move for black?
Knight to g6.
Yeah, knight g6. d6 is a blunder. Ranak, why?
Sir, bishop
b5. Yeah? Okay. So now we'll start our game.